Hey everybody, this is Andy from Pure Polish Products, all natural premium leather care. And previously I did step one, which is just your routine shoe care with the black cream polish on these Crockett Jones Vintage 2 eyelet Derbies. Just added cream all the way around. It adds protection, adds pigment to the scuffed areas, it adds a little bit of shine, and then has a little bit of the conditioning oils which keeps the leather smooth and doesn't crack at the end of the year. Now I'm going to do step two. Now this is using the paste polish. People often use the terms interchangeably, paste and wax. You will find a lot of wax polishes and then paste polishes, and that's what we're going to use on the toe and the heel area of these because you want to protect them. The paste polish, wax polish, uses a lot more stiff waxes. So it adds additional shine, it adds additional protection, and additional color depth. There is still color to this. It's got the black pigment with it. A lot less conditioning oils, a lot fewer soft waxes, but it does still add that base that you build up to for a mirror shine. So the paste polish, again, you can just dab it on your finger as I did previously with the cream polish. I'm going to apply everything just with my fingertips. This is nice to be able to use. We have an orange scented, we use orange D-limonene orange oil as our solvent, all natural products, so I don't have to worry about what gets absorbed into my skin. So I use my fingertips as I said, and I'm just going to put a very thin amount on the toe here. So you can see I'm swiping straight forward. And just that one little dab is one run across the toe. Okay? Very thin, very base, mostly wax, stiff wax, and some color. Do the same thing, dab. Forward swipe. Now I'm going to again dab very thin. I'm going to go across the leather. So I'm trying to make sure there's a very thin, very smooth layer. As I said, we use orange oil as our solvent. Orange oil evaporates 3.2 times faster than turpentine. So what that means is that you're not getting the rubbery glide that you get with turpentine sometimes, the very slick nature. Instead, you have very thin amounts. The orange oil will evaporate more quickly, but you can do the layering a lot faster. So you do very thin, very quick layers. Dab the paste. Now, as you can see, I'm just doing it on the toes. I will do it on the heels here in just a second, but only on the non-flexing areas of the leather, because you can put it all the way up, but if you put it all the way up onto the flexing parts of the leather, it's going to crack the minute that you flex your shoe. It'll look like a broken candle and it'll crumble all over the place. So while you could theoretically get a mirror shine on your entire shoe, that's not good for the life of the leather. So you just try and keep it to the non-flexing areas. And you can see I flex my shoe right up to this toe cap, right up to this toe here. So I will be putting this just forward of the flex point. You know, these are some well-loved shoes, so I'm just making sure that they're protected and they'll last a long time. See, it's already starting to get a nice reflection on that toe there. That's all the stiff, the carnauba wax is starting to reflect the light there, and that also is a protecting layer on that leather. So I'm going to do the same in the heel section. Now this area right here, the heel quarters, doesn't really flex. I mean, it would if you rolled your ankle, but typically most walking movement flexes forward. So you've got these nice heel quarters. You can also add this to for additional protection and shine. So I'm adding the paste polish to the heel quarters. I'm just kind of dragging my finger forward and backwards and up and down, going across the grains of the leather, making sure that the wax is smooth, but also that the oils are getting rubbed properly into it. And the D-limonene is evaporating very quickly. That's why I'm putting on very thin layers. See, I just press my finger Again, up, across, up, across. See, it's still got, I mean, you can see my finger stripes. It's not buffed yet or anything like that. I haven't taken a cloth to it. I'm just doing that base first layer of adding really that stiff wax to help add the color depth, the shine, and the smoothness to it. So I'm really kind of making sure that that base is added there. I'm going to go with the heels on these. Now it's very important later, if you want to get a mirror shine, that your first few layers are really smooth. I've seen some struggles with people trying to achieve mirror shines later when they don't have properly smooth bases. Now often it's just like go back to the beginning, and if you start with a good base, your mirror shine will come much more quickly. All leathers respond differently. Some just drink this up and glitter like diamonds right away. Some take a little bit more work on it. Okay, so I've got a good heel quarter protection right there with the paste polish. The toes are doing okay there. So that's just one layer really of this with the fingertips. So that's a basic part there with the paste polish. Now I will take my muslin cloth again, not super stretchy, 100% cotton muslin cloth, wind it around the finger, twist it, tuck it. I will be going for a mirror shine on these, so you will use water in the process, but I'm really just smoothing out the paste. So I've got my water spritzer, it's just pure cold water, spritz the cloth once, got droplets here. Now the process of this is just the hardening and smoothing of the wax. So I'm taking a single droplet of water, just dab it on the toe, I'm just kind of smoothing it out. This isn't really, I'm not trying to start the mirror shine process yet. This is really just the addition of the paste. This is a very similar process to what you will use for the high shine for a mirror shine, but right now we're just adding that nice protection of the paste and making sure that it's smooth. So people often ask, how many layers of paste do you want to add? And typically the answer is no more than 1 or 2, at least for dress shoes. Sometimes I'll add additional layers for boots, just that way you have additional protection. Like I said, I will scuff my toes a lot while driving or hiking out in the woods. Then you can add some additional layers, but you don't want to add too much. It just starts layering thickness of wax, or the conditioning oils don't need to be layered on top. Those are meant to be imbued in the leather. So beyond 2 layers, you're no longer really conditioning the leather. You're just adding protection points or look and feel. So you can add some highlight colors, or you can add some high shine, but typically you don't want to go any more than 1 or 2 layers of paste wax. So I'm just finishing up. Really kind of, I did the 1 layer, and then I'm doing kind of the dab smoothing layer. We're almost wrapped up here with step 2 of the routine care all the way up to mirror shine process. Okay, so I can still see a little bit of streakiness of the wax in these right here. Now again, this is where you get to know your shoe, know your leather, and know the evaporation of the wax as you start to use it more. I will sometimes take a clean area of cloth and a single droplet of water and just make sure that this is totally smooth and there's no stickiness. You want your leather to be dry as you go out and walk around in it. You don't want to be attracting any dust and dirt. So sometimes that extra droplet of water will ensure that the entirety of the shoe has a dry surface. So I did 1 spritz of water. I try and keep it about 6 to 8 inches away so that it's not wet, it's just damp. Just do a droplet right near the toe. I'm just ensuring that the surface is smooth and dry and protected and shiny. See, I'm not dragging any polish off really. I'm just kind of reducing the occlusions, spreading it. The water and the oil and the wax are working together to ensure that we've got a smooth base. You know, sometimes you can see, you know, this leather may be a little dry. It went through a conditioning round, but it's okay. It's older leather. But sometimes you can see, like, you may have a pair of calfskin shoes that has not been conditioned in a while, and you can start to see it as you've done all this brushing and then the water droplets. Sometimes you can add an additional layer of cream here. This will just make sure that the whole vamp is protected. But we're okay on this right here. We did the layer and a half essentially of the paste. We did the one layer and then the droplet layer for protection. It's smooth. I'd say this is good. We're getting a nice shine on the toes and on the heels here. And these have that additional protection, smooth layer on both sections there.